Hi, my name's Ed, and I'm here to give you a very quick tour of SmartManager. So SmartManager is our manufacturing execution system, or MES for short. And what it does is it provides all of the data for any job that's running through SmartBench to the entire production team. And it does that through a series of 3 different packages. The first one is Smart Transfer Pro, which is a PC app. You've then, of course, got the console on the SmartBench. And then finally, you've got a smart dashboard, which is a browser-based dashboard allowing you to see real-time status of what's going on from anywhere in the world. So let's jump right into Smart Transfer Pro. I'm going to load up Smart Transfer from my PC. Now, Smart Transfer is for an administrator or programmer who's prepared the job file and they just want to be able to organize it onto the SmartBench. It's done over the Wi-Fi network, so you don't have to leave your desk. And you can see that as Smart Transfer loads, I'm presented with all of the different SmartBenches on my network. For this example, I'm going to dive into the test rig, and I've already prepared a job file. So I'm now going to drag that from my desktop into the test rig SmartBench, and it's telling me that that's transferred successfully. Now I'm here, there's my file, X1 clamp holes. There's a few different things that I can do. If I right click on the file, I can do a few organizational tasks, move the file, delete it, rename, download, everything you'd expect. But the important thing with Smart Transfer Pro is the ability to double click on that file and edit what we call MES data. MES data is effectively all of the data that is important to the job for the whole production team. So we're covering variables here like everything that would need to describe customer details for the job, order details, our own internal data for that, pre-production notes. So as an administrator, I can pass on any important notes to the operator before he or she starts the operation on SmartBench here, and also communicate any details about the job, which is important. Critically, things like the tool diameter and type, the Z date and position, all of those things can be stored with the file so that communication doesn't get lost. Just makes the operator's job a lot easier at the SmartBench stage. I can save that information, it's all editable, and once it's finished that process, all that information is now immediately available on SmartBench. Okay, we've had a good look at how Smart Transfer Pro is used to transfer and organize files from the PC. Let's now go over to SmartBench itself and see what that looks like on the SmartBench console. I've got a screen grab here of the console on the SmartBench that we've just put that file onto. So I'm going to go into the file chooser and we're going to find our file. There it is, X1 clamp holes. And I can see on the right side of the console now, we've got all of that MES data displayed. So as the operator, when I choose my file, I'm immediately getting presented with information about that job. So I know that I'm picking the right one. And then once I've loaded the job, again, that information is available to me on the screen. Okay, let's actually run this job. And by running it now, we'll be able to see it live on the dashboards. So we'll do that quickly. We can see that the job's running now. So that's pretty much the end of what we experience on the console side at SmartBench. Let's go back now over to the third phase of SmartManager, which is actually seeing smart dashboards where we'll be able to see everything going on live. I'll start by loading up my Chrome browser and typing into the address bar Smart Dashboard. And it's remembered me from a previous session. I'm straight away presented with all of the machines that are listed under my account and very quickly get a status for all of those machines. And we can see here that on our test rig, which is the example that we're running now, we get a live status as to how that machine is doing. I can see that it's already made it 72% of the way through the job. I've got the time elapsed here. And this view here is quite useful to me. This gives me an indication of the uptime of the machine, how much it's being used over whichever time period I like, and zoom in and out of that. we'll get a focused view over what's happened during the course of that day. Down here, I've got a really helpful set of metrics, which is telling me how SmartBench is getting on with this particular job in terms of stress. So the three things that we look at are the overload, has the spindle had any problems that it's reporting, speed or feed override. They both tell me whether the operator has needed to change anything during the course of that job. I've got all of that lovely MES data that we loaded in at the smart transfer level up here. And then on the bottom right, I've got an immediate pulse on how close that machine needs to be going down for maintenance in terms of lubrication on the Z-axis, calibration, and critically as well, how much percentage of the brushes is left in the spindle. So this is a really helpful screen for any manager who's just trying to keep track of production. Gives you a really quick real-time snapshot of what's going on. And we've got a couple of other screens here which are really helpful for productivity. So at the end of the week, it can be useful to do a review of the job history throughout, certain time periods. So all of the jobs are listed here, and you can dive into the detail of any job that you like, and it will display all the metadata there. And we'll give you as well a pulse on what the stress indicators was throughout that job. And also you can have a look at how the machine performed that week as well. So we've also got event history, and that covers the likes of any real-time events that happened to the machine with an indicator on the severity. Coming back to the job status screen, see how the file's doing. I can see that's finished. So let's go back to the SmartBench console now to see what we get presented with. And actually we can see here that we're at the feedback screen. So this is at SmartBench. SmartBench is asking the operator, how did the job go? And this is a great opportunity for the operator to put feedback into the job. So either thumbs up or thumbs down, and also put any written notes into these boxes here. That information that will also get collected and stored and tied to the job. So when the manager's doing the productivity session at the end of the week, they're able to see what those notes are and discuss with the operator to see if they can bottom out any of the issues that they're seeing. So I hope that's been a helpful insight. It's just been a really quick example taking us through the 3 stages that make up SmartManager. If you've got any questions, as ever, please get in touch, and I'll see you in the next one.